Welcome to the third episode of the YULA Radio with your hosts Zvulun, Zeffren,
Kirschenbaum,
Sammy, Schultz. We have a very exciting show for you today that includes an interview with YULA JV basketball captain and star Noam Posner, a YULA trivia game between junior students Ben Harkham and Akiva Rogawski, and Alan's Advice Corner, where he's going to give you his advice on various topics that you guys are curious about. So let's get to the interview with Noam Posner.
As our first guest on the show today, we have YULA basketball JV captain Noam Posner. Welcome on the show today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Noam, what are your thoughts on the team so far?
I think we look pretty good. We have some solid returning talent.
AKA you.
Daniel Sion's pretty good. I'm looking forward to Mati Zoberstein also, and Evan, and Daniel Elias.
Right now,
I like to give a shout out to Elon Mavion. I am just stoked.
I'm sure he's blushing right now.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah. I think this year more than other years, you guys are very deep because, as you said, you can have Evan and Elias starting as a guard. But then again, if you look at the backups, who would be Weaver or
exactly, we have some great freshmen backing us up, almost in my opinion as good as some of the sophomores we have. So we are going to be pretty deep in that sense. We are lacking height though, and I'm 6'1", 6'2", and the next person is 5'10". So it's a bit of a drop off, especially from last year when we had a bunch of big guys.
I guess that puts more of the responsibility on you.
All right, Posner, I got another question for you over here. As I said for the third time today, how deep the team is. When you can only take 12 guys, there's going to be some guys who are cut going to end up making the squad. Who do you think didn't make it but really deserved to, or maybe would have been a valuable contributor and just maybe didn't get their shot?
Personally, I think Zeffren is a great player. I've actually been trying relentlessly to get him on my intramural team.
Reminds me of young Brandon Lurie.
Yes. Not so tall, short point guard. Handling skills, finishing skills. I think Zeffren's a great passer. He can shoot too. He's not bad.
Who else do you think besides Zev deserved maybe a little more credit?
What about Don? I know Don wanted a shout out on this episode.
Don definitely improved from last year. I know he was working on his game over the summer, and he definitely improved a lot. It's just tough with the.
Speaking of Eli Henry, this year, first year in a while, we're gonna have Mike Pollock. Twitter is MP Selly1. If any of you are interested. With Mike as a coach this year instead of Eli, right? You think anything's going to change? I don't know how many practices you guys have had, but do you see anything different from Mike than from Eli?
It's definitely a different atmosphere. I think Mikey is just testing the waters of being the YULA JV coach and just getting used to it and seeing how he wants to run it and the style he wants to do things. So he's just a little more relaxed towards the beginning and definitely more relaxed than Eli was last year. And you can definitely, we haven't had any practices, but in conditioning, he's definitely been a lot easier on us in the workouts and such. So I think he should be a fine coach.
One last question for you, Noam. You mentioned before how you're the only big man on the team, and the next tallest guy is not very... there really isn't another tall guy. So assuming that you're going to play center, there still is the issue of who's going to be the power forward, the other big man on the team who plays minutes. So...
As opposed to playing...
Well, as opposed to playing point guards. I know the team has a lot of point guards. So...
You play some small ball.
Well, I'm
play
talking
two guard combinations.
Who's going to fill out that other big man position? So I was watching practice the other day, and I noticed how David Rube, the very skilled David Rube, let me add, last week I compared him to Eddie Curry, which is a really big mistake because I saw him practice, and he reminds me more of kind of a Magic Johnson. The reason I say Magic Johnson is because yes, he's about 5'8". He's not very big. He's not really a big man. 5'5" maybe even, you mentioned.
And Magic Johnson was 6'9".
But then again, Magic Johnson has to step up and play center for a couple of games. And I feel like David, big guy, works out at LA Fitness. He can maybe step up at the position. What do you think about the prospects of him maybe being the other big man on the team, getting some minutes?
Well, he's definitely a big guy. He puts a lot of effort into playing basketball and getting down low and getting boards and making space. So I think he could definitely fill out the big man spot.
You can definitely fill out the... Okay, so we want to thank you again, Noam, for joining us on the show today, giving us a nice interview, a little preview on the JV season to come, and I'm sure a lot of people will
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
I'm sure we're going to have you on for the other various sport teams that you were on throughout the year, so you'll probably be on again. It was great having you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right, so we'll be back on the YULA Radio. Welcome back to the YULA Radio. We're here with our frequent weekly guest, correspondent, Alan Manshuri, for the Alan's Advice Corner. Alan, good to have you back on.
Thank you.
You know, after everything we heard about the show last week, I'm pretty sure that the viewers' favorite part of the show is your Advice Corner. So let's get to it.
Okay, so the first question coming from an anonymous freshman. Sammy, go ahead and ask it.
I know that YULA has instituted a new rule regarding pants, but I'm having trouble abiding by the rules while still looking good. How do you suggest that I can look fashionable while keeping school policy?
Okay, so you want to look good, right? And I'm pretty sure you don't want to spend like $80 on pants, right? Of course, no one does. It's school. So if I were you, I would go to H&M, right? It's a great spot for pants and everything. They have pants under $30, like, you know, around $30, $25.
Very reasonable, wow.
Very reasonable price, you know. And it's skinny, so that's fashionable, you know.
Okay. You gotta make sure they're not jeans, though. It's difficult.
Yeah, no, they have pants. They have, like, legit pants.
Really?
Yeah. It's only like $29.95, actually.
Ooh. And that should get by administration, right?
Yeah.
Because there are times that maybe they assume that you're wearing jeans even though you're not.
No, they have corduroys, and, you know, they have a bunch of other stuff. They have slacks. They have, you know,
okay, so that should
real
probably work.
pants. It's not jeans. It's not denim.
Okay, all right, that works. Okay, so our second question of the week is coming from a sophomore asking anonymously. And Jack, why don't you go ahead and ask that question?
Dear Alan, on weeknights, usually Saturday nights, me and my friends, we've done the classics, go to Jeff's, maybe see a movie, but we really run out of things to do. How do you suggest we spend our time, you know, while still having a fun time?
I had the same problem a couple years ago. But if you don't drive, then the only thing you could do is probably go to Jeff's and Burgers Bar and stuff like that and, like, walk around Pico.
But if your parents can drive, then what would you suggest for someone to do?
Go to the Valley, somewhere new. You know, everyone has a couple Valley friends. You could go bowling over there. You know, there's batting cages in the Valley. It's in
big
Sherman
baseball
Oaks.
guy here.
Yeah.
I hear you're a big baseball guy.
Yeah.
Who are you taking to win the World Series this year?
Lakers, right?
Oh, yeah, Lakers. No.
Lakers are going to the World Series.
No,
Maybe
maybe
Real
San
Madrid.
Francisco Giants.
Maybe Real Madrid. I think they have a good chance.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Ronaldo has a nice, pretty good swing.
Charlotte Bobcats. That's my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but in all seriousness, I think that was good advice.
I think it's very good, Alan, and I think the viewers or the listeners actually have something to look forward to next week. Get your questions in at yulapantherradio@gmail.com, and we'll be back with YULA Radio. Welcome back to the YULA Radio, and we're here for our YULA trivia game between juniors Ben Harkham and Akiva Rogawski. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
They're both very excited to be here. I can tell by their glowing faces. All right, so we're going to get into the game now. Leading off with the first question has to do with the YULA varsity basketball team. And the question is, what is the most points the varsity basketball team has ever scored in a regular season game in their history? The most points the team has ever scored.
From, like, the 1980s? Like,
from the 1700s.
And we're not counting those 120-point blowouts in Sarachek. We're talking about regular season games.
Regular season games. No, like...
oh, wait.
No, like...
Sarachek doesn't count?
Sarachek, Memphis don't count. It's regular season games.
See, that's the only game I've ever been to. I don't think you went to...
No looking at answers, guys. Okay, so Akiva?
I'm gonna go for...
Just come up with an answer. Any answer will do. I don't know why this is taking so long.
Right. Whoever gets closer does get the points. I'm gonna shoot for...
What's your answer?
You best believe that. 99.
99, and what's your answer?
82.
82. Akiva, you were closer. You are 6 points off.
Oh!
The actual correct answer is 93 points.
Yeah, baby.
Back in 2006. They scored 93
all Hashem,
points.
it's all Hashem.
So Akiva moves into the lead, 1-0, right?
Blowout against
It's
Providence.
all up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's all in the Eibishter.
All right, so we have 1 point for Akiva, 0 for Ben. Let's move on to question number 2.
Sammy, you want to ask that?
I'd love to. We were wondering, what is Miss Felcher's Twitter handle?
Miss Felcher's?
Miss Felcher's Twitter handle.
What's a Twitter handle?
It's like her Twitter name. Her
Twitter
username.
name.
Okay, I know that one.
If you want to tweet her, what do
should
you
write it down.
tweet? All right, Ben, let's hear what you have to say.
I'm going with P. Felch.
Happy Felch. Okay.
Not a bad guess.
Ham Daddy?
And
It's a solid.
it's actually at Will Teach for Food.
Will teach food. Miss Felcher
knew that.
will teach for food.
That was on the tip of my tongue. I don't know why Pam Daddy came out.
Is that real? We'll teach for food?
Miss Felcher's probably disappointed that you think she would go with such a simple name. She's a lot
high
more wise
quality.
than that. She'll go with something.
I would
Ham-
never
Ham
guess
Daddy
that.
19.
Like,
It's very tough.
we'll teach for food.
Yeah, these questions aren't so easy. So let's move on to the next question. Maybe a little easier.
I'm going to do better on this one.
Jack.
All right, so you guys know probably my personal favorite student in the school, Josh Rube.
I knew you were going to say that.
Great character. We all love him. What middle school did he go to?
Did he graduate from?
All right.
He did attend many middle schools, so which ones did he graduate from?
Oh, I knew it was like some weird school. It's like one of
Keep it to yourself.
Then I know it's not.
Keep it to. Why are you guys discussing
I was
this?
going over Hillel.
Ben could be right. Ben
You
could
want to
be
get your
wrong.
own right answer.
Josh
Good job, boys.
Josh.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so for process of elimination, I know it's not Hillel because Ben doesn't know exactly where he's from. It's definitely not from Yavne because Ben also knows that. I don't know.
I mean, you did go to Yavne. I think you did.
Yeah, I would know.
Kiva
You
is
can't miss a guy like
silly.
Rube. Definitely. So, let's just
Come up with an answer, dude.
come with an answer. I only know like 4 schools.
All right, you want to give us one?
Just
or-
go for one.
I'm blanking out.
You know, Kiva, we do have a time limit on this show here.
No, because you're going to cut the part where I'm thinking. Like,
No.
the point
This is a radio show, dude. You
Oh,
gotta
come on, you're embarrassing me. All right.
They're gonna hear all that.
Oh.
And the answers, guys? Give us an answer or you are incorrect.
Akiva.
No, you're first.
Go for it. Go for it.
All right,
What's
keep
your
on your
answer?
words out
Just
loud.
say you guys are
Let's
Ben.
say.
Ben, what's your answer?
I'm trying.
Just guess the school.
If you want to maybe describe it for a quarter of a point.
All right, I'll describe it for a quarter of a point.
Okay.
It's like one of the religious schools that those like Yoshi. I think it was Yoshi Shad's first school that he came from.
All right, here's the thing, Ben. You're kind of close. I can't give you full credit or any credit at all.
Religious school is very broad and a lot of
Yashar
schools are-
Roshan Shah.
It's one of those ones that you have like the button down white shirt uniform ones.
Torres Hemis?
No, the correct answer is Torah Chaim.
That and
You did not know that. You would have.
I know like most of the
no,
guys
I don't know the
there.
name. I'm saying I knew it.
It was too broad, so
I miss him.
we're gonna stay at knotted up at 1. Or no, 1-0. What am I saying? Like, Kevin's man hasn't
This
gotten
is
the point.
1-0. 1-0.
All right, so Sammy, you want to take the next question?
James.
All right. We were wondering. We know the baseball team is a big part of the school, and we were wondering who their third baseman was last year.
Oh no.
Star third baseman, if I may say so.
Starting?
Star. He's a star player. They're starting third
Okay,
base.
so it's not Dovey.
Nothing's ever Dovey.
Shot at W. Herman.
W, if you're listening,
We love you.
may have some beef.
Dove.
Ben, what's his answer gonna be?
I'm gonna go with the Zach Feld.
Zach Feld.
Alright.
He was. Oh yeah. Okay.
Bograd.
Bograd. Okay, you guys are both incorrect.
The correct answer was
Zvulun Zeffren.
Was it really you?
It was actually me.
I actually knew that.
Starfielder.
Get out!
I am very offended.
So what was Feld?
Feld was first base.
Along
No
with
way.
Flavor Herman.
/ suspended.
Suspended the whole season.
He wasn't able to really play most of the season. The last question.
Pretty simple one.
Who is older, Sean or Nick?
I'm gonna go with.
Wait. Do we
write
both
your
have our
answers
answers written down?
Akiva's been known to cheat at many things, including these games.
Ben has to get this right along with Akiva.
Honestly, that is slander and libel, and the fact that it's on podcast is illegal.
Yeah, that actually was really mean to me. I feel bad.
Not you, him.
No, Jay Wiz.
Slander. What?
All right.
What are the answers, guys?
I
I see you peeking, dude.
I saw him peeking.
In my paper?
His paper.
All right, okay, this is you. 5, 4,
No, this is you.
3.
Akiva, 2.
I
What's the
went first
answer?
last time.
The
Incorrect.
Nick Parsons.
And you're?
What if we have the same answer?
Well, what does Ben say?
What does Ben say?
Well, I say Sean.
Sean is correct.
That is correct, and Ben comes back.
Video. Jack clearly voiced the answer to mouth the answer to Ben Harkham.
No, look, I wrote Sean.
We're tied up at 2-2.
I did not realize.
One. Okay, so we're gonna break this tie, this 1-1 tie between Akiva and Ben, with our final question. It's about the YULA athletic director. Currently, he's Kerry Manny. He coordinates all the games, finds all the venues for us. We want to know if you guys know who the last athletic director was who preceded Kerry Manny. And you guys clearly don't know the answer, so we will accept the closest description. And then we'll provide the answer after. So, Akiva, would you like to lead off? Because you're very eager.
I'm not very eager.
Okay, so Ben, would you like to lead off?
He's from Caucasian descent. He's a man from the height of 5'8" to approximately 5'10".
Okay.
He's not in the best shape.
Okay.
He likes to wear the YULA golf hat, comb over.
Okay.
He's very white.
You get a lot of stuff.
And we'll stop there.
You know all this about him, yet you don't know his name.
We'll stop there. Akiva, what is your description?
All right. He's white. He is married.
Nice,
We
actually.
don't know his marital status, so you gotta just get more of a physical description.
He's a little shorter than Ben described, in my opinion. Perhaps 5'6", 5'8".
Okay.
That no more than 5'8".
Okay. And one last description.
Rotund would be the way
detail.
to describe him.
One
What
last
about his
detail.
teeth? What does his teeth look like?
One last detail.
His teeth. He's like a horse.
We will stop it right there. Ben is the winner because he does have a comb over, and that is amazing how you did that. His name is Ron Eastman.
Akiva loses!
So that concludes another episode of the YULA podcast. Remember to get your questions into Alan. You can email us your question at yulapantherradio@gmail.com. You can find our email address in the description of this YouTube video or in the description of our Facebook page, YULA Radio/podcast. The link to our Facebook page is also in the description of this video. So give us a like to receive immediate updates of when our podcasts become available. This concludes another episode of the YULA Radio. Hope you enjoy the show. This is Zvulun, Zeffren, Jack Kirschenbaum, and Sammy Schultz wishing you a good week.